Hi, this is my 28th video. First of all, I want to thank everybody who's been watching my video. I know I haven't been making any. There's been a few updates, and took some time off from making videos and talking about my targeting to focus on other things. So first of all, like I said, thank you for anybody who's been watching, leaving messages and providing me some more information. As like I said before in my previous videos, I'm still, kind of try to maintain my identity, and the reason was is the the reason is I did find a job, and I don't want this to be held against me. As we all know, this is there this being a targeted individual is really just trying to make you think that you're not mentally normal and unstable. So don't want to use that against me, but I still want to tell my story, and I still want to talk about being a target individual, and still create videos so somebody that's going through the same, or somebody who is seeing signs of that can identify early on, and like me, where I didn't know what was going on, I was completely off, and then when everything exploded, I was just so, it was beyond me. So in this video, I just want to give you an update, and I think it's something worth talking about. Is so in the previous videos, and I kept saying that I'm still trying to find employment, but I know what I mean. I've watched other people's testimonies and expectation, and as a target individual, when you get employment, you are expected to be, it will not be the same. I think definitely my employer is all part of it, and they're all aware, and they have the whole little scripts. But I'm not gonna fall for it. I play dumb. I just try to do my work, knowing that I'll definitely not get a fair share, and a fair chance. So not too long ago, I got a position, an employment, a job, and I've been there for a while now. Um, and it hasn't been easy, but I've been managing, dealing with being a target individual and working. It's obviously tough, but you have to make it work, and I'm not giving up. So an update in regard to my targeting. So now that I'm employed, now that I've I have things to do. The targeting is still, it has changed a bit, but it's still the same. So in the past videos, I've mentioned the fact that V2K has been the biggest tool against in my targeting, and that consists of the same thing: the hacking of my thought process, the perceptions that are manipulated, the intrusive thoughts, um, the constant mind games that's within, the you can hear the V2K is still doing everything it did. That hasn't come down at all. Um, you know, I've accepted that's something that I might always have. And sleep deprivation is still ongoing. Dream manipulations, dream modulation still going strong. But now the direct energies attacks are definitely more aggressive. And I feel aches in places. This muscle spasm, if not knowing where it's going to be. They like to target like those muscles on in my leg, sometimes in my arms, um, sometimes this spasm in some of my muscles, my ab muscles, or places where it's a little more private. Um, there's definitely more aches in. I feel more pain sometimes in like my feet, but it's not that. It's like tiny. It's just not that. You don't. It's not that bad, but there's still that weird vibration sensation, and that's more constant. Before it was just like right before I went to sleep, I could feel it going through my groin area and my legs, my feet. Now it's like almost all the time in my feet, um, and yeah, and my head. I can feel that vibration sensation in my head. Um, and I get like headaches and aches in my head and in my eyes. So they've really been using directed energy more than before. And they're still trying to maintain those fraudulent narrative they're trying to put in me. And it's still the same way, manipulating my perceptions, um, and then trying to they're hacking my thought process into going against me. It's just they are manipulating my thinking process, my thought process. And then if I try to kind of maintain, they use direct energy too to kind of condition me into submission. It just and they still I had still have people gaslighting me. I have my perps that live here. Like I mentioned, there's been a few rotation. People move out, people move in. Some of them are more visible than before. Same kind of all kind of people. They all appear to be sensible, young, early 20s, mid 20s, and they're still going through the scripts. They're still trying to like make you feel like they got you doing something, or you had a thought that you shouldn't had. Well, everything is manipulated in a way. Everything is narrated in a certain way. There's still a lot of censorship in your thoughts, censorship in your memories. Memories are manipulated. Um, Whole narratives are created in your head. It's just that's constant. The way I've been just dealing with it is find ways to just kind of ignore it, which is almost impossible. And I've been also relying on, like before, my own videos just to remind me, because while you're in the moments, it's just like you get lost in it, just because it's constant. But when you take a step back and watch one of my own video, I watch my own videos and remember, okay, that's what is happening. Because in the moment, it's hard to just grasp reality of things. And the reality is this: as a target individual, I've been my mind has been completely hacked. My thoughts are completely controlled. I'm dealing with different type of dream manipulations, different type of thought process, perception insertions that are meant to just disrupt me, distress me, discourage me in every way. A lot of perversions that I know I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a saint, I'm not, but it goes beyond and it's extremely disturbing. So you know what I'm saying, to the point where it's just really disturbing. Yeah. And they're trying to paint me in a light that obviously is fraudulent, using a lot of half truths, using a lot of lies, deceptions, picking things, selecting certain things, ignoring a lot of truth, and it's just more of a mind game. Now, when I say that, feels I'm back to normal. I'm not too much in distress. But in the moment when this is happening, I get, I do get lost in it. So that has been going a lot still, and the dark energy now is more constant. I feel, I don't know if it's radiation, but I feel vibration. I do feel a little sick sometimes. 2 days ago, it was just so hard for me to think. My brain was just so tired. It was just aching. My eye felt like it was burning from the inside. Um, and I feel like my organs, something is happening. And I'm not, something is happening to my organs. You know, um, when your body's not itself, something is going on. But definitely, this kind of weaponry is now used. It's not only the mind games, the mind manipulation, the V2K, but this other things. Obviously, other organs that are being impacted. Um, Beside my brain. And now that I'm working, and this is something. So in the past, I've been employed. I didn't know what was happening when it was happening. I didn't know why people were treating me like this at work, why they were acting so oddly. Um, I didn't put the piece together. I was not the type who just did my research and find out about this, like mobbing, work mobbing, and gaslighting, and all. I wasn't aware of being a target individual. I think at the time, if I would have seen that, I probably would not believe it, to be honest. But it was happening. And, I was being mobbed. I was wondering why they act certain ways, and it felt like they were just trying to agitate me for some reasons. And sometimes I would just fall for it. But now, I see it coming. I'm not. I don't let it stress me. It's like I know you're doing this for a reason. I know things are not gonna work out the way you know like I was not a regular person. There will be some sabotage going on, but I won't be afraid to confront it. I know that they all have their little script, and there's a lot of this is we're going through a pandemic, so most of the work is done virtually. So all the virtual interaction, they will make sure to go through with the little scripts they've been using since the same scripts, but like during their the meetings, they would talk and just say something that that's directed to me. I'm supposed to connect the pieces, but I know I'm not even stressing. And sometimes I just play a whole testimony of one of the victims of V2K or one of the targeted individuals, and just mute myself, and I can see them like just reacting a little bit. So they obviously know what's going on my end. Um, but knowing that I'm gonna play the game with them. I'm just gonna act like I, I don't know what's happening, or I'm not. I know that they'll be quick to try to use that to to put me in some kind of situation. So I'm being smart of it about it, but it is tough to kind of work when I have to deal with what's happening to me. But that's the way it is. I've accepted it, and I'm gonna fight through it until I can't. And I will deal with these people the way I can, still maintaining my dignity, still not, you know, not going overboard, but still being able to confront them in a way that's, is reading between the lines. It's not. I'm not going to be, as in I know what you're doing, and I'll say my little thing, and I'll be. But I think that's the way I've been dealing with people here. My interaction here is we're all like this is not happening to me. But when I'm interacting with them, I'm like, hey, I've been thinking about you. I'm just to remind them I know what you're doing to me, and I know that you're just a facade. And you know, however they react. But I'm not gonna let them play their little facade in front of me or their whole narrative. Then it's not gonna be. I'm just gonna remind them what they really are, and they can between them they can play their little game. But with that being said, also I'm being smart about it. I'm trying to maintain being pleasant and respectable, quote unquote. Although I think they're low life scumbags, I, I'm not gonna do anything that's obvious. So this is yes, that's the update. So I took some time from making videos to kind of focus on trying to find employment. Find employment. As an employee TI in hostile environments, you just have to accept that and try to maintain your cool and no, do not lose it. But just remember, you will be tested. You will be agitated. Do what you can, what you can't do. Don't overthink about it. Being a new person is already at work. It's already tough. You're trying to adjust to, but on top of that, trying to deal with what's going on, the mind games that's literally in your mind. And, with the V2K, that technology that's so satanic. Not to say that the people who are, that's just meant to destroy you. To dealing with the other mind games, which is the gaslighting style mind game, where it's external, where they, they make sure that things are hard, they distract you in a way, be working on something. I can, every time you concentrate on something. So this is different type of like gaslighting and kind of agitate you. But I try to maintain my cool and just be, you know, proper, and pleasant because I know the end game here is just to paint you as a kind of crazy person or as, this or that, but kind of discredit you. So I'm aware of that. And I'm aware that they know what's happening to me. And I'm aware that they are also a participant. And I'm aware that they know that this is big, it's, it's obviously is they playing the game and whatever narrative they choose to go with, I think is chosen knowing that it's not the truth. And that's why I'm still not work, but I know what they really are. I'm not fooled by their appearance. I'm not fooled by their facade. I'm not fooled by how they look, how sensible they look, how professional they sound. I know this is something that's been happening for years, decades, and it's done at a extremely a organized, systematic way that obviously have people in the high level, elite of the elite involved. And I'm that this is not just about me. This is a whole program with a bigger picture of I'm just a subject of many. There's many subjects. I'm just one of them. And as a subject, I have to endure this. And so I'm not fooled when I see somebody who you never believed that be involved in this. And I know I've traveled outside of the country, and I know this network is global. And same treatment. If I decide to go to Poland, this will happen to me. If I decide to go to Japan, this will happen to me. So I know this is something that's just bigger than my current location. And so when I interact with these people, when I see what they are, I understand the people that are closer to me, that lives with me, are definitely in the lowest ranks, or if they're ranking, let's just say they are the foot soldiers or the people on the like in the field, I guess. And then I'm sure there's people that are I'll never glimpse, I'll never see, that are definitely the high ups. With that being said, I just wanted to give a quick update to the TIs that are still trying to live in society. It's rough. For me, it's just like I'm definitely not as nice as I was. I'm definitely more tense, I would say, but I don't, the guys like the gang stalking people found me saying things that doesn't affect me. I can just block that out. What still affect me, what's still going on, is the mind, the V2K, the perception manipulation, the sensations they have. They still play with the libido. They still play with the growing area. They still stimulate things that I don't know how to even describe being stimulated at the time where it's the most degrading. So having that when you're out is just disgusting, but at the same time, you're like, okay, I know this is this great technology ability of manipulating your brain, central system, the nervous system, and have that. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing technology, but it's used for the most diabolic thing. And for me, this is being applied the most degrading way for me. And you accept it. And when I see that people that are aware that's happening to me and trying to gaslight me into thinking that's natural or whatever, I just look at them as the low life scumbags that they are. For they can act themselves, they can play the role to the point where they forget. But please don't do that in front of me, because you will be reminded that I know that what's going on with my brain right now, and you're a participant. And not only my brain, but many other subjects, some much more vulnerable than me. So going outside, having these things happening to me when I'm outside, especially when it's the mental stimulations, all the stimulation that you don't want to have, um, that's been applied on you. I remember this. There's also obviously direct energy, like you feel a squeeze here, like a pinch here, or like a little pain, a sticking pain somewhere, on your foot, on your, and it's okay. I mean, you just like, I mean, you don't want to act like something is wrong, so you just maintain it, just trying to be strong and continue. But it's definitely better to be outside than inside for me. I definitely, the fresh air, the ability to see kind of the real world, and it takes you out of the bubble that you're in. Although you're still going through this the whole thing, it's easier to kind of put you back in the state of mind. This is the program, and I can see the act. I can, it doesn't look natural even when they walk past. I can see that. Um, while you're here in your own space and by yourself, you're just stuck with the brain that's been manipulated, and the noise came from the different area in the house. And that's when like your mind goes like left, right. Your brain, your mind, your own mind goes against you, and you try to pick things, see what or you're deserving this. Like you just look for something that could just help you understand why this is happening to you when it's forced. Now, you don't deserve it. I know that, but this this V2K, this ability to manipulate somebody's conscious and subconscious is is extremely powerful, and it's destructive to your self-esteem. All in all, this was just a quick update. Please, if you don't feel bad if you left a comment and I didn't respond, please don't. It's nothing personal. Sometimes I just try to put myself out of this situation and try to focus in the external world, which is for me. I'm always I'm always I'm a target individual, so there's always things I have to deal with. But please continue to provide comments or information, and I do hope that my videos do help somebody. Like I said in my past videos, things changed when I started seeing when I learned about target individuals. And then when I started listening to the different testimonies and having the ability to relate to some of them, and it was like validation that this is real. I was, the it just that person's story was just exactly like mine, and prior to that, it was just like I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was just the only one going through this. It was confusing, and like, why, who is this? Who's, and it's just, and but now after watching videos and going hearing what they go through and kind of matches what I've been going through. Some of those stories are just so similar, and you know, and as time goes, because I know that targeting, my overt targeting started a year ago. So I'm now it's going to a point where things that I've seen in videos that I didn't experience, now I'm kind of experiencing it now. So as time goes, as it becomes more aggressive, I see where it's going on. So I'm prepping myself for that. And it's just I'm thankful for the people who create those videos. Obviously it's not a solution where how to fix it, but at least it's a preparation and an understanding of how low and how terrible these people are, and the level of how low life they are. Although they're very probably well off, or they might appear very sensible, and obviously this is very organized global network, so there's not just random like thugs that you see outside. These people are professionals and are meant to be able to be camouflaged and going through all walks of life, and so after seeing those testimony, I understand, and all the way they try to kind of vilify me, it's just okay. I get it now. This is the same story from different target individuals saying the same thing. And so I hope my video does that to somebody who's unsure what's going on, and then can watch one of my videos and understand that okay, I mean something bigger, and they do that to all kind of people, and I'm not the only one. So I hope that does that to somebody. It could just be one person. I'd be happy. And yes, I still trying to maintain my identity for the reason that I'm employed and I'm trying to keep it, not have that used against me. So once again, thank you for all of the people who've been watching. I hope I've been providing some insightful information for you, and know that justice will be done for what they're doing to us, and do not try to harm yourself, and do not try to harm others. I know it's easier said than that, but find a way. Stay strong, maintain your dignity, and know that you are in the right. There's nothing you've done that deserves of what they're doing to you or what they're doing to us. They're doing that to kids. They're doing that to grown men. They're doing that to women. They're doing to elders. It's just think of the most vulnerable they've done it to. Whatever sensation you might feel, whatever they're putting in you, it's them manipulating your brain, and yes, it's that powerful. So guys, thank you again. Stay strong, and no justice will be done for what they've done to us and to the dead people, the dead target individuals that had to endure till they die. So God bless you guys, and stay strong. Thank you.